Hello again. It's a bit nippy in here this morning. Cold and foggy and damp, so I'm going to goof around in the workshop today. Well, it's a Thursday, so I can't go back to Santiago because my little car has a restriction because its registration ends in a 0. It means I can't drive it in Santiago during the winter on a Thursday. It's their pollution control things. I got damped last year. It's like $50 ticket. I'll do that again. Anyway, so I'm a day goofing around in here. That antenna that I made, I've taken it all apart again because I know it works. I thought I'll have a go at making a proper one. So I've got to make a new reflector for it. Something that will fit the, I guess this is a feed horn antenna or something anyway. So I need to make a reflector that will fit this. And it's a parabola in both that dimension and in that dimension. I think I'll make it a bit bigger than it used to be because, you know, size matters. So the first thing is to figure out how to draw a parabola and I guess make a form to bend some metal round. Anyway, yeah, I'll try and remember how to do that. So where's the middle of my bench? It's a workbench, it's perfectly square, so I can use it like a template. 66, 33. That's the middle of my bench. So if we get a line perpendicular, there we go. Now figure out this thing. Right, let's move you around a bit. Yeah, that's a bit better. Sorry, back again. Right, so this thing's designed to have a reflector on it, on this end. This cheesy bit of metal. So that suggests to me that it's going to be longer than, well, means the focus point's probably going to be in the middle bit of this plastic doohickey. But because there's a reflector on it, it will be this little distance here, doubled it out. So here we go. Middle of the thing is about there. End of it is there. Yes, Bob, put the ruler under the camera. So that distance, which is, oh, hang on, wrong glasses. So that distance here is what, 32 mil. So we put another 32 mil out there. And that bit will be the focus point of our parabola. So I've got a straight edge here, I've got a straight edge there, and I know the focal point. Now I've got to figure out how to draw a parabola. A while since I've done this. Okay. I think you can do it with a bit of string. Where's our focus? Our focus point is here. Another reason why Rosie won't let me do these things on the kitchen table. Okay, so if memory serves, and sometimes it does, what you do is you take that and you take that on a straight edge. You probably want to go around that way. How am I going to do this? Yeah, okay. I'll tape that bit up there so that this end of the loop is on the bottom end of the bench. So the loop goes there, this goes here. That measurement should be the same. Get this right in a minute. Stick that bit on there. Drop my pencil. Alright, so drawing the parabola. You take that length, put your pen in it, and you slide it. That way, you've got to keep this edge going horizontal, and you've got to keep the pen against the vertical edge. Follow it up. I can do this. Yeah, let's move you over here, look. Now, a parabola. Yeah, it should be the same parabola for both axes. So, now I've got a reference line to build against. I've got a centre point and I've got the curve. Now I've got to figure out how big I'm going to make this thing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a blank plywood. Draw that parabola again. In fact, I'm going to have to make several of these. And that'll give me a form to bend the aluminium on. Yeah, let's draw that again. Oh, and just if anyone else wants to try and make one of these, the focal length of this parabola for this particular type of feeder is 385 millimeters. You can see that one. That's the type it is. TP Link sell these. They're pretty common. But you could make any type of feeder you want. I mean, you could do one with like a folded dipole at this end, or you could go to full half-wave dipole and, you know, really big it up. But yeah, I'm going to try and use what I've got. Measuring this thing out, it's going to be 1.4 meters across. So that's my first dimension. I'm not quite sure how tall I'm going to make it. I mean, it's certainly not going to be a round one. It'll be that kind of a shape. But yeah, there we go. So next thing I'm going to do, I've marked. Yeah, let's move over here so you can see it this way. So on the curve, I've marked it along every 120 mil, just evenly spaced, because I want to make some forms that go across the other dimension. And while I've got the thing all laid out here, I want to draw a line between each of those points and the focus, because obviously as this curves, that curves. So these forms don't go in straight, they have to go in at an angle. So I'll mark this one up. Check, that should match this side. Yep. Yeah, so I'll cut another piece. Exactly the same parabola, except I'll just cut it off in half. And you see we have this. From above. And obviously I took off half the thickness from this length. From this length here. So that the diameters, the full diameter, will be the same. So I need to make some more of these. Those lines that I drew through to the focus, these other ribs go in at that angle. And that way you end up with a proper parabola. It's not going to be a full circular dish. I'm going to trim it down because it'll be too big and unwieldy. But yeah. So use this piece as a template, and I've got to make a few more of them. Yeah, so here's the finished blank. It's my double parabola, and it's enough to do one side. And I've went and got a sheet of this. Here, I don't know what it's called. Here they call it zinc alum. It's a zinc aluminium alloy on top of a thin sheet of steel. So I should be able to bend that and, you know, get it fitted over the form. Yeah, I've got this urge to tidy up my workshop. Yeah, hopefully I'll get over it. Yeah, so this next bit's kind of tricky. You've got to put lots of little cuts in it. Well, not lots, but several. And those cuts, let's move around here. If you can see, this is the form. Yeah. So what you do, let's get the pen pointing right. So you get a pen and you just follow the inside edge where the metal meets the wood, and you try to follow that curve. Then you cut it out. I started with the middle one because that was just a straight line. That's easiest. All the others are subtle curves. So do one, tape it, and do the one either side, tape those, and you just work your way around. This last one here at the edge is basically a curve like this. This one I'm going to cut off, and because it's a bit fiddly, the piece that I cut off I'll use as a template on the other side. And then hopefully it'll work. And then I'll just duplicate that on the other half of the antenna. The other thing I did is on the sheet of metal, found the middle, put a line right the way across, found the centre, and I just screwed it down. So every time I take the sheet off, I can just put it back on and put the screws back in, and it locates itself properly again. that's the line that I traced around between the form and the sheet on the other side. So that's coming off. Leaves a little tab at the end because it's got the hole in it, it's low content. That's my template for the other side. Right, let's make it fit. Scroll in the middle. Yeah. Yeah, see from a distance. Move around. What we've got? One parabola and half a parabola. I think to fit these together, I'm just going to drill it and pop rivet it. Maybe put a strip across. Yeah, I'll put a strip across and then I can pop rivet through properly. But yeah, for my purposes, it's a bit ugly, but it should work. So I started putting this thing together, made a mistake. First one, I cut a strip and pop riveted it together, which is fine in principle, but I forgot this is actually a curve. So you can see the way it's rippled up. Didn't really work. So plan B, just made these little ties, drill it and pop rivet them on, and it's working rather well. Yeah, a few more pop rivets to go and we're done. Not nearly. So I made these, put a little bend in it. Put them on every couple of inches. shape a bit better. The final trim. Moment of truth. One parabolic antenna. It's a bit wobblier than I would like, but yeah, I think I'll call it big ear. Yeah. I'm sure I can think of a way to stiffen that a bit. Yeah, happy with that. Okay, next up, this is the old bracket that held everything together in the middle. I'm going to use that as a template here. And a big square hole in the middle for the feeder to go through. And I need two other holes to locate it. It goes in that way. Yeah, as it is, it's way too wobbly. now. It's getting more signal. Obviously it's wobbling around a bit, so don't expect it to last. This is a crazy thing.